Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Bastards YouTube show. We know you're frustrated. We know you're probably ticked off. You know you probably want some people to talk with about what just went down. So here we are, Nick and Terry back at it again here to discuss the heartbreaker tonight. In case you didn't see the game, it was an incredible outing by Brayan Bello. He showed so much poise and so much command, and no question about it, his best start that we've seen him. And then the eighth inning came. The eighth inning came, and that no hitter. See, you can actually say those words after it happens, unlike some of the other media people that we have here in Boston. The no hitter ended, and sadly, Brayan Bello was the tough luck loser tonight because the Red Sox offense, I don't know. I didn't see any offense in Fenway Park this series. I know they went up to the plate, but I think they forgot to hit. So let's talk with Terry and see what his take is on this. Welcome in.
3 runs in 27 innings against the Marlins. That's the most this Red Sox offense could muster. As far as the Bayo no hitter, I think his pitch count was too high. I think he was at 92 pitches.
93, 95, right in that range.
Yeah, he would have needed some fast outs, probably contact outs. I just didn't feel like it was likely. And Alex Cora actually had the bullpen warming at the start of that eighth inning. So I think at a minimum, the leash was fairly short. And you go back to Chris Sale, his last few starts, I think twice in his last 3 or 4 starts, he was stretched out to about 110 pitches. And why would you do that? Like, why is that smart with a guy named Chris Sale? Now, Bayo, he had the thing in spring training, certainly not an injury prone guy. So you're probably not taking as big of a chance, but I still wouldn't want him, exceeding 100. And on top of that, more sloppy defense. It's just
Sloppy offense, no offense, completely lifeless. If Bayo got through the eighth inning, say the pitch count was at about 105, 110, say he got through it, are you throwing him back out there for the ninth?
105, maybe.
Okay.
110, I think it's just too high because
It's a heck of a question to make because it's gonna get some chatter, I think, amongst the fan base.
If he comes out at 110, chances are, if you're committed to letting him pitch the whole thing, he's going 125, 130. When was the last time that happened? When was the last time a major league?
I'll tell you, it was Johan Santana and his arm fell off.
Okay. That was in what, 2006?
Something like that. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, the Johan Santana days.
So you just couldn't take that chance. But it was a great start for Bayo. I was thinking during the game, Lester was a borderline ace. I wouldn't say he was a bona fide ace. He was an ace in the postseason. I'll admit that. But over his career, I mean, he might not even go to Cooperstown. He probably won't. But you got to go all the way back to Roger Clemens to when we developed like a bona fide ace.
Sure.
You're going back to the 80s. I was born in 1983. I'll be 40 in a few weeks.
I'm 90. I was in 90, so I didn't really get a chance to see much of Clemens. I mean, what I did when I was like 4 or 5. I do remember first game at Fenway, seeing Roger Clemens and everything. But I am definitely, without question, the Pedro Martinez era. That was for me. That was appointment television. Couldn't miss a game. Have to make sure that you're there to witness what could be history every time he threw.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't, baseball wasn't my first sport, so I didn't, I didn't watch a ton of Roger Clemens. Most of my Roger Clemens memories are, unfortunately, with him in pinstripes. But But still, I mean, we're all familiar with him. I mean, he was on that 1986 team as well.
Yep.
But yeah, the other thing I wanted to mention, the seat's getting hotter for Alex Cora.
I was thinking about it with this game going on here, and if they lost like they did, now it's a 5-game losing streak and all. Someone's got to get fired right now. No, somebody.
I would do it. I certainly would, but I don't think that would surprise much of the audience. But I don't think we're officially on Cora Fire Watch, but I think there's like more than a 10% chance it could happen. I think it's a day-to-day, week-to-week thing right now, as far as his status goes.
How about Fatsy? You think that his name is on the hot seat right now? He's the hitting coach, in case some of our fans don't know who that is. This is he's the hitting coach. I mean, how much blame do you put in a hitting coach? See, I don't think that that's it. But if you have to make a move, if you need a scapegoat to get something going, maybe that's it.
A lot of those guys could go. I mean, I'm assuming if we finish last again, I think Bloom is gone, whether that's this summer or at
Hallelujah.
the end. But so who knows with Fatsy long term? But I think he's done an okay job. I mean, Alex Verdugo's having the best year of his career. I think Devers is just more in his own head. I don't think that's a Peter Fatsy thing. Duran still having a very productive year. Yoshida's been solid, kind of cold lately, but he did take a ball off the wrist. I'm trying to think. Casas is turning it around. I mean, he's got his batting average up to 228.
Naming all the guys that rode the pine tonight, Terry.
Yeah, because we had a
lefty.
Yeah,
I'm getting tired of that because, like we talked about on the show last night, I was debating on if I wanted to go with Bello with getting the Red Sox back in, but this lineup that they're putting out against left-handed pitching is atrocious right now. Atrocious. I mean, that you bench Casas, you bench Duran, guys that have generally been pretty decent for the month of June here, that are your consistency bats in the lineup. You're left with a black hole.
Yeah, I mean, and it's when you have that many lefties, it tends to be a very flawed lineup. And I picked this matchup. I picked tonight's match for the Marlins. If you tuned in for last night's post game, but we need more righties. Getting back Trevor Story will help, but man, can you go into next year with 3 lefty outfielders starting every day?
It's not working now. So if they're going to continue this plan that they have right now, I'd rip it up, get something fresh going. That's just my overall take on that. Red Sox go to Toronto. They go and play the Blue Jays this upcoming weekend. Tomorrow we got Big Maple on the hill, James Paxton, and that's going to be up against Jose Berrios. Are we finally ending this losing streak?
Well, the Red Sox, I think, I don't know about the last start or two, but typically we hit Berrios pretty well. Is Paxton's knee, is that healed? It's been bothering him for a few starts. So how long is he going to go if his, if his knee is bothering him? I really don't know. But the Blue Jays have been playing pretty decent baseball as of late. Red Sox haven't, but I'd be surprised if we don't get a win at some point, in that series.
I got to say, the problem that we do have in this upcoming series is the matchup. Kichuchi is the guy that's going Saturday, and he's been very good for the Blue Jays. And then Sunday is Kevin Gausman. So I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be another sweep, and the Blue Jays are going to get it this time. I'm just going to put it on record right now. It's going to be 8 games. You heard it here first. The pain is not over, sadly.
I'm just looking at the Blue Jays. So they're split with the Giants right now, but they're if they maintain their lead in the bottom of the seventh, they win that series. They won the Angel series. They actually won the Miami Marlins series, but then dropped. You got to go back to the middle of June. They did drop a couple series to the Rangers and the Orioles. No shame in that, though.
Yep. So we'll see what happens in this Blue Jays series. Tip of the cap to Brayan Bello for this game here tonight. Unfortunately, is the tough luck loser. That's going to do it here for another Bastards YouTube show. Nick and Terry signing off. We'll see you next time.